I'm not interested in cosmetics. I'm interested in performance. That's a man's thinking right there. Because beauty is only a light switch away. For all my new subscribers, welcome. I'm glad you're here and thank you for subscribing. And to my subscribers, thank you and welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on the apartment, working out in the den. And for those of you who are new to the channel, the sill broke in the addition that was tacked onto the back of the house. The sill broke and it cracked a bunch of joists, so the floor had to be pulled up, and my dad has not been back since. So that has fallen to the wayside. So currently I am going to start working on the apartment, because I figured that if I start working on the apartment and get everything out of it, the quicker I get a slab poured in there to help it be up to code, to where when the water comes down the driveway, it doesn't just go right underneath the front door and flood the whole thing. Here's a little history on that room back there. The room used to be a paint room. The original owner of this house had built a little shed, shiplap shed out there where he would store his paint. And over the years, over the decades, it has been added on to. They added on a bedroom, which is fine, and they added on a bathroom, which it rains in there. It's an epic fail. And they built on a living room, which all the sills in there are completely rotted. So all of that, the bathroom and the living room have got to be removed completely. Got to start over, pour slab, a new sill plate, the whole 9 yards. And so my mission today is to start getting that cleaned out. And because if my dad, when he comes to see me again to finish that back room, he'll see that the apartment's cleaned out. There is nothing to do but what needs to be done. The handyman has had me on Amazon, so I'll leave a link down below where you can get these mechanic overalls, because when I come in from working out there, I just want to be able to go take this thing off, drop it on the floor, and go get in the shower, because it's nasty. So you want to see how bad it is? Come on, let's go. All right. This is the breezeway, and these are mondo grass that I have yet to put into the ground. I did get the U-dump. The U-dump is here. I'm so happy. Where I am is called the apartment. And back in the day, this used to be a paint shed. You can see the shiplap on the side. And then over the years, people have extended and added on to it. They added on this, which was the living room. Eventually, at first, this was a porch. A screened-in porch. And you can see the screening is still up. But they ain't a living room. Then, they extended and put in a bathroom. We'll get to that in a second. Back here, they poured a slab, which is up to code, and put a bedroom. So it doesn't flood in here. It does in here. You can see how wet the flooring is. Okay? And this is the wood that came out of the house. This is the old trim, the dimensional wood that was in the walls, and that's heart pine, so you don't throw that out. This is the kitchen that they added. And this is some stuff that my great-great-aunt built, or my great-aunt built out of paneling. All this is going to go. So I had the back room completely gutted. When I first moved here in 2013, it was stacked floor to ceiling, and there was like a little path that you could walk down just to get in here. But it had furniture, mattresses, you name it, it was in here. And it took me 4 years to clean it all out. But as soon as I get a flat surface or an empty room, people have to bring their stuff down here and use it as a storage unit. Not anymore. I managed to get the kitchen area taken care of, especially the countertop. Today I'll be tearing that down, and I'll be taking this out, and its contents are going to go into the buggy or the wagon that's attached to the back of my lawnmower, along with all of this, because this belonged to my grandmother and it's going to go next door to the rental property, so when my aunt comes back into town, she can just grab and go. These are the cabinets that I took out of my house, and my friend Tony is going to come over today after work in about an hour and a half, and we're going to pick these up and attach them to the wall. So I got to have everything moved out of the way. So I don't care if they're upside down, I just need them off the floor so I can get that freezer out and get a bunch of other stuff taken care of. It's in the way. Alright, so let's see this bathroom. I do have a respirator. I've got to remove, I got to get somebody to lift that AC unit out and then take that one out. That probably hasn't been used for probably 20 years. I have an issue in here, as you can tell. Well, first, the ceiling finally caved in. I got no more mice. The mice trap has not been tripped, and there are several dead cockroaches. The only kind of good cockroach. But I can't tell where this water's coming from. I know it's coming from the sink, but there's no water in the sink. So I don't know where that water's dripping from. And I can't shut the water off. But as you can see, this whole roof is a fail. The tub surround has become completely detached. This is another shop light that I just use magnets on the backs, you know. It's molded. It's dangerous. And it, like I said, it rains in here. Only way I could get light in here, there's no electricity. Oh, and behind here, I'm sure. So I've got to get all this crap out of here. Dismantle everything. This toilet is going. The tub is going. All of this is going to be tiled. It's going to be one giant wet room. There's the vent for the toilet. Oh, check this out. Oh, look where the rats have actually chewed the edges. Ooh. Yeah. That whole box is disintegrated. Look at where the rats have just chewed on that. All of this paneling's coming out. That mop has seen better days. I mean, there's just crap. They made everything out of paneling and spare wood, as you can tell. So all of this is going to go. There's nothing in here I can save. Not one thing. So yesterday when I was trying to get all these boards out, there were cockroaches everywhere. So I put a fogger on top of that hamper. Then I put another one. No, I put another one underneath the kitchen sink right here. These are original 1950s cabinets. These things are awesome. Those will be redone. So I put a fogger underneath there. I came back. I didn't open the door. But when I came out, I'm like, man, look at all these daggone cockroaches. Now, some people call these palmetto bugs or whatever. I call them cockroaches. If it looks like a roach, if it moves like a roach, to me, it's a roach. And these things are huge. They're about as big as my thumb. Especially this one over here. And there's one over there, barely hanging on. But roaches are nasty. Roaches eat off feces. When the eggs hatch, they eat their mother's feces. I had a tenant that let their dogs go to the bathroom in the house, and the roaches were eating that feces. Roaches cause asthma attacks. They carry disease, but they're everywhere. And I sprayed the perimeter of my home, so they never entered my home. These cockroaches are not in my house. This is my house. This is this is just something that could, a breezeway, and that's the apartment. So my home has not been breached by cockroaches. It's just where the light, it's just where the roof is leaking in that bathroom. And right here I don't know how this got like this, but this is how mice are traveling in and out. And this is the bathroom. This is the addition they put on. And they didn't even put the stucco wall all the way to the top. They just paneled over all that. So all this has got to be torn down. But the roaches out here are over the top. And this is the second worst infestation outside of the one that had all the dog poop in it. So what I've got to do is I got to vacuum all of this stuff out. And the blue stuff you see here, I had a plastic container where I kept my sunflower seeds. Well, a mouse got in here and chewed the lid off of it. So I've been fighting mice and cockroaches, but I have managed, and the hawk and the feral cats have all managed to get rid of the mice. So I don't have mice anymore. But these cockroaches are over the top. And these cabinets are going to be going on the walls just to get them out of the way. But I have got to get all this wood up here in these rafters, like I did with all this plumbing. I've got to get it out from underneath my feet. So that's what my plan is today, is to vacuum. But I don't want to breathe all this crap in. So I'm trying to find something. I thought a 2-inch pipe would fit. But it's more like 1 3/4, and I don't have anything that small to fit in here. My goal is to somehow get an exhaust system that I can put out here so I can keep that debris and everything. That is not going to come off, and I don't want to break it. Let's try this in. That'll work. I don't care if it fits perfectly or not. I don't have anything else. I'm just going to use what's on hand. I'm not going to drive to the store to try to rectify this. I just need to get an exhaust to blow this crap, instead of blowing it around me, to blow it out the door. So I don't care how jerry-rigged this is, how it looks. That is not the point. So let me see what I can do. Desperate times call for desperate measures, that is for sure. So let me get this tightened up around here, just enough to hold this on. And of course I'll let the scissors inside. I'll be right back. So I'm not really up in the care zone of the cosmetics of this. I'm only worried in functionality. So let me cut off. And if Gorilla Glue doesn't hold it, it wasn't meant to be held. Okay. Now, let's create, let me go to the underside. It seems to, that way I can manipulate it a little bit better. I'm trying to create a seal. I don't care if I have to use this whole roll. Gorilla tape is expensive, but it's worth every penny. Okay. I'm gonna really have to seal at the top. And don't worry, I got about like 19 more layers to go. Now, as I was saying, I'm not interested in cosmetics. I'm interested in performance. That's a man's thinking right there. Because beauty is only a light switch away. my ladder and I'm going to take all of this wood, as much as I can, and I'm going to try to put it in the rafters. I don't care if the ceiling falls down. I don't care if the light fixture falls down. I don't care about anything except for that big black wire, because that big black wire right there carries all the electricity from the telephone pole out front, or the power pole out front, to this apartment. Okay, I went and got my gloves, and for the bathroom I do have a respirator mask, you know, with the 2 filters on each side. I will be using that in there, but all of this has already been cleaned, and all the rats and, you know, roaches and all that are gone. So well, they were mice. They were about that big. They were not very big. But what I did was I went down to my local woodwork shop, and all the original baseboards, they skimmed all the paint off of it for me. So I'm going to be redoing those and using the plastic baseboards that my dad put in that house out here. Tony came over and I got the nails pulled out of the studs in the wall, and what I'm trying to do is get all these cabinets behind me on the wall in no particular order. I just need them off the ground so I have more room to move the freezer out and get it refinished and everything. I got to build a room on the outside. There's Tony. Build a room on the other side, outside, and just store it outside in a lean-to. I'm just going to build just a simple structure out there. There is termite damage and the wiring is sketchy, but you know, what do you expect? Just give me a minute and I'll help you. Let me get, where's the screwdriver? And it's got that.
Get that square bit and just run that.
I'm trying to get
run
it.
that one in right there.
I am.
Should have broke down that other cabinet. Oh, I'm sorry.